Good afternoon, you guys. How are you? Welcome to Transparent Tuesday. I am your host, Frances Dupree. I hope everybody is having a blessed and prosperous week. So I want to tell you guys that I'm still doing Thanksgiving baskets. So if you need a blessing or anyone that you know needs a blessing, please go to the website. It is at the bottom. Or reach out to me on any one of my social media platforms and let me know. That way, if you need it or you would like to help, we can get it organized and set up and ready to go. I am also going to be helping for Christmas. Whatever your needs may be, just reach out to me and let me know. I'm excited to see you guys last week. Such craziness. So Transparent Tuesday was not able to move forward, but we are here this week and I want to discuss self-sabotaging. I've been posting it a little on social media on different places and I've gotten a lot of good feedback. So I felt like this is something that needed to be discussed. As you guys know, the whole point of Transparent Tuesday is to discuss the topics that nobody else wants to talk about. A lot of times people don't like to discuss the things that they're going through or they're battling with. But with everything that's going on in the world, it's needed. People need to know they're not alone. They're not crazy. It's nothing wrong with them. You're not by yourself. You're not the only one that battles with issues. Other people battle too. I battle just because God has opened doors for me and He's given me different platforms and He's changed my life and has my life going in a different direction. I am still Frances. I'm still the flawed woman that He is constructing every day. So with that being said, I am sharing with you guys my testimony and discussing different topics with you guys. So first, some people may not even know what self-sabotage is. Self-sabotage is when we actively or passively take steps to prevent ourselves from reaching our goals. This behavior can affect nearly every aspect of life, a relationship, a career goal, or personal goals. Sometimes we self-sabotage and don't even realize that we're doing it because it can be a cycle. That's why I said, let's discuss the ugly cycle of self-sabotaging, because it can be a natural thing that you do and don't even realize that you're doing it. And then sometimes you know what you're doing, but you don't know that it's self-sabotaging. So I just want to discuss it with you guys for a little bit. My experience with self-sabotage, I have done it in different ways and different aspects in my life. My reasoning is because I felt like, for example, my marriage right now, my husband is amazing. He's not perfect. He's flawed like, any other man. He's still learning. He is under construction as I'm under construction. But overall, he's an excellent man. And sometimes I feel like I don't deserve him. Sometimes I feel like, I have so many children and I have a lot of things going on, business wise, the journey that God has me on. I am still under construction myself. I have coaches, I go to therapy, like I have a lot of things. And sometimes I feel like maybe it's too much, or I don't deserve him because he's such a good guy and I've made mistakes in my life. I'm not perfect. Yes, I was in a terrible relationship previously, but I was not perfect in that relationship. You got to read Marrying Outside of God's Will, because I did some dirt too. But my point is that because of my past, because of mistakes that I've made, because of I've done things that I'm not proud of, I felt like I'm not deserving. So I went through this cycle of trying to push him away because I felt like I didn't deserve him, or I felt like maybe my life was too much. But I had to realize I deserve everything that God has for me. Every opportunity that God has given me, every door that he's opened for me, I deserve it. And instead of, thinking that I don't, that I'm unworthy, that I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve it, that's nothing but the enemy when he was playing with my mind. So I had to get over that, and I had to look in the mirror, and I had to start seeing myself the way that God sees me. And that's the thing, is the blessings, the doors that are open. I'm sorry, you guys, my daughter is waking up from her nap. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I apologize for that. As you guys know, I am a mom. My daughter is 1 year old. And even though I do my best to have excellence with anything that I do or I put forth, at the end of the day, I'm still a mom. My daughter was napping, so I tried to do Transparent Tuesday, and she woke up. Hey, it's a part of life. But like I was saying, God says that his thoughts are not our thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. So we may look at ourselves differently than the way that God sees us. God created us, so he knows every part, every unknown, everything that we hide from the public, the things that we do in public, he knows all of it. So if he sees us fit, then we need to see ourselves fit. We need to look and we need to know we deserve everything that he's given us. Come here, Genesis. So with that being said, I had to get the self-sabotage together when it came down to my marriage, because I deserve my husband. And there's a reason that God put us together. It's a reason that God made me his wife. It's a reason that God made him my husband. And that's because of the fit. We're soulmates. He put us together, and we are totally opposite, but totally complement each other and know exactly what, come on, mama, and know exactly what the needs are. And that was one of my self-sabotage when it comes down to business. As you guys know, I am a newly licensed life coach. And for a while, I struggled with starting the business, my life coaching business. Actually, you guys check the website that will be launching soon. But it took me a while before I started taking the steps to launch it, because I was like, everyone knows a lot of my business. I'd say maybe 75%. I share with you guys. And that's because I'm trying to teach, or, let people know they're not alone, and mainly just be transparent. So I feel like because of mistakes, or because of flaws, or because people know things that they know about me, they may feel like I'm not qualified to teach them, or I can't guide them. But the thing is that God equips me and he gave me tools. And not only am I certified because I studied and I took the time to show myself approved, but I'm qualified because of my life experiences, because of the things that I've gone through and the valleys that God has brought me through and the blessings, and because I've hit rock bottom several times and God has brought me to the surface and brought me up. I'm qualified to be a life coach. I'm qualified to help somebody else. I'm qualified to go back and tell somebody, stop claiming negativity over your life. Speak positive affirmations. Stop looking at yourself in a negative light. Look at yourself in the mirror. Know that you are loved. Know that you're important. I'm able to say that because I remember when I wasn't able to do it. When I thought I was a failure. When I thought I wasn't good enough. When I thought that, why am I here? My mom didn't raise me. My dad didn't raise me. My first love, when he went to prison, he broke up with me. Like, why? Why can't I be loved? Why? I had all these questions and all these doubts, and I made decisions based off of that. But guess what? God got me through all of that. So yes, I'm qualified to come back and to teach someone else. When it came down to school, when I actually applied myself, this past semester, I took biology and I took human communications. I got a B plus in biology and I got an A in human communications because I actually applied myself. June of this year coming up, I will be applying for graduation and I will have my bachelor's in criminal justice and then I'm going to start law school. But I was procrastinating and I was self-sabotaging because it's like this goal that I've had since I was about 10 years old. I've wanted to be an attorney. And I'm so close to reaching it. And it's like, dang, can I really teach these people? Can I really help these people? Am I going to get in the courtroom and because I don't do good at speaking in front of people, am I not going to represent my client right? And then God had to bring to my remembrance, you've been practicing for this whole time. How many times have you been in court? You're a family law paralegal. How many times have you gone to bat for people? How many times have you helped somebody with their legal paperwork or help them with the solution and let them know what the laws are and try to guide them in the right direction? Any dream, any vision that you may have, God has prepared you for it since you were a child and you did not even realize it. So when it comes down to self-sabotage, you're good enough, you're strong enough, you're capable, and you have all of the requirements that you need. From this Transparent Tuesday on, I'm going to be discussing some topics, not all topics, but some of the things that has to do with my coaching business. I'm going to be discussing things that are problems that should be fixed. Self-sabotage is a big one. Procrastination is a big one. Self-esteem is a big one. Negative affirmations. We're so quick to say, I can't this and I can't that, or I won't. No, yes, you can. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Anything is capable of. We all start at different places. Some people, they're born and they have money and they, they're able to a jump start. And then there's some people that start from rock bottom. But guess what? When you start from rock bottom, all you can do is go up and move forward. So that's the thing. Know that everything that has given to you is for a reason. And the thing about that I had to learn is it wasn't about Francis. It's about who the souls that God has given me that I'm responsible for. Those that are waiting for Francis to get it together and stop trying to self-pity, self-sabotage, oh, woe is me, I can't this, I can't that. Yes, you can, because there's somebody waiting for you to get yourself together so you can go back and help them. And in doing so, they're going to get it together and they're going to be able to go back and help somebody else. It's all a cycle. We all have a place in God's body. We all have a position and a role. And he equips us. Don't you think that if God didn't see that I could be an attorney, I could be a paralegal, I could be an author, I can be an inspirational speaker, that I could be a life coach, he would not have given me those visions. He would not have prepared me for this. He would not have made it to no matter what I've done in my life, I'm going right back to the original thing that he gave me, which was to be an attorney. So with that being said, don't self-sabotage. Realize it, recognize it. Oh my gosh, I'm doing things to prevent myself from moving forward. I'm doing things to push people away that are close to me. You're able to be loved. We all have that time in our life where it's time to move forward and leave the baggage behind. Some people got to go, some things got to go. And that's what is needed, and it's necessary to go on to your next. Be excited about your next. Don't stop yourself. See, the enemy thinks that he's slick because he knows that he's limited when it comes down to power. First and foremost, he cannot stop anything that God has for you. Only you can do that. So what does he do? Play with your mind, make you procrastinate, make you self-sabotage, make you doubt yourself, make you think you're not good enough. But you are. You have the power. Life and death is in the power of your tongue, not what the enemy is telling you. See, the thing is that the enemy knows our mind. When we get to thinking stuff and it's in our mind, we dream about it, we see it, we start to believe it. It's very powerful. But if we keep it protected, we stay in God, we stay prayed up, it's not something that we have to worry about. So then we know the things that God has given us, the things, the tools, the necessities, the path that God has us on, it's all necessary and it's all for a reason. You're not where you're at right now by mistake. God hasn't given you the tools. You don't want to open this business. You don't want to be this coach or whatever your goal is. It's all for a reason. Teachers, they have to have a passion to want to teach children. I have 9 in the house, and then I have additional children as well. When they're all together, it's a lot. So I know in order for a teacher to teach, they have to have the passion to do it. They have to have the drive. They have to have that gift and that purpose inside of them that God gave them in order to reach children, because they're not easy to deal with sometimes. Some children are broken and they have messed up lives at home. And when they come to school, they try to be the bully. They try to be the class clown. They try to be something that they're not, to cover up what's going on. But the teacher that God has destined as a teacher, they can see through it. Those, for example, for me wanting to be an attorney, I've been through so much in my life. And sometimes I feel like, for example, when I was a foster kid and I had a social worker, I felt like he did not speak up for me and he did not do what I wanted him to do. I feel like he did what he wanted to do and what was easiest for him. So I want to go back and I want to be an attorney, and I want to speak for those that are not able to speak for themselves. Mental health. I suffered with mental health for a long time. Sometimes I still have setbacks and I have to get in my mirror. I have to get prayed up. God will send me a word. I have an excellent village. Okay. And I'm still learning myself, but because I have battled with it and I have overcome it, and I know when you're having a mental health crisis, or you're slipping, or you feel like you're going to slip into depression, or you feel like, oh, I want to cut myself, or oh, I want to be suicidal, and you're going through legal issues, or you're going through things where decisions need to be made in your life and you have nobody to speak for you, just give me about 4 years and you'll be able to call me, and I'm going to be that voice, and I'm going to fight for you, and I'm going to make sure you get everything you need, everything that you deserve. See, I have a passion for that because that's what God has given me. And the fact that I've walked the walk personally makes me even more revved up and ready. Like, okay, devil, you want to fight? We're going to fight, but this is going to be a fair fight, and you're not going to take advantage. That is the purpose. That's what drives me. That's the reason. So once I figured that out, and I've been sitting on this for a couple of weeks, and I realized what I was doing. Yes, I deserve my husband. Yes, I'm qualified to teach. Yes, I'm able to get up here and speak to you guys, to tell my story. If you haven't read Marrying Outside of God's Will, make sure you read it, because it's not about Francis. It's about the message. It's about the fact that I went through all of those things, being homeless, not knowing who my oldest son's father was, fighting domestic violence, the baby mama drama, going to jail, going from job to job, being evicted. So I can get up here and say, guess what? Yes, I went through all of those things. I'm guilty. Nobody can tell on Francis because Francis can tell on herself. But if God did it for me, he can do it for you. Your stories might not be as muddy as mine is. You may not have went through the avenue. You may have made a left and I made a right. But if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. He's not a perspective of person. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And it's not going to change. Don't self-sabotage. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. But guess what? God knew that you can do this. He saw today, back when you were going through all the things that you were going through, so he could prepare you for right now. It was necessary and it was needed. Don't be ashamed of your story. You're very capable. Be that boss that he said that you are. Be that coach. Be that friend. Be that attorney. Be that nurse. Be that doctor, that dentist. Whatever God has given to you, that pastor, the title that God has given you, not the one that you want, not the one that, oh, well, my friend did this, so I'm trying to do it, or I'm trying to prove a point. No, that God-given passion that's inside of you that you can't get rid of, that no matter where you go and what you do, you keep thinking of, you keep dreaming of, that passion right there, use it and don't self-sabotage it, because you are worthy. You were made for this and you were trained for this. So walk that thing out. It's not going to be easy. The attacks are going to come, because that's the whole point of the enemy, is to steal, kill, and destroy. But guess what? You're strong. You know why? Because you made it through yesterday. You made it through 2-3 years ago. You made it through 10 years ago when you just knew you were going to die. If God can do it for Francis, and some of you guys know my story, some of you don't, some of you think you know. If he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And in doing it for you and you walking that thing out, you're helping and doing it for somebody else. And you're saving the soul that's assigned to you. Because I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. But I know when that day comes, I want God to say that he's proud of me. I don't want him to say, I assigned these souls to you, but because you allowed the enemy to play with your mind, because you did not have faith with me, because you did not spend enough time with me, that soul was not saved. I don't want to experience that. So I'm going to spend the time with God. I'm going to get up here on Tuesdays. I'm going to talk about different topics. I'm going to launch this business. I'm going to finish school and stop procrastinating. I'm going to be that wife that God has told me to be. I'm going to be that mom to all of the kids that are here in the house, the kids that are not inside of the house. And I'm going to complete what God has given me. And you can do it too. Self-sabotage is something that we can slip into and don't even realize it. But guess what? Now we know. Now we can spot it. We can see the signs. That's something that I always pray about, is to have eagle eyes so I can see it coming. Now that we know what self-sabotage is, when we start doing little things, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Yes, I'm capable. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I'm deserving. Yes, I'm that boss. Yes, I have these skills. Speak life into yourself. Call that queen out of you. Call that king out of you. Say everything that God said you are. You're the head and not the tail. And remember, your ways and your thoughts are not his. Try to see yourself the way that he sees you. You're a daughter or a son of a king, which means you have access to everything. Yes, we fall on hard times, but guess what? If there's no test, there's no testimony. And that means there's no room for God. And I'm sorry, but I need God in every aspect of my life. You can do it. That's all you need to know, is you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So if you can't do it for yourself, do it unto God. And if you don't have that strength, pray to him and he will give it to you. I love you guys. Have an excellent week. Remember to not self-sabotage. And when you see that you're slipping into it, walk out of it. Speak life into yourself. You guys have an excellent week, and I will see you next week.